Hello everyone, today I will introduce my personal portfolio, and this is the home page, and we can see the introduction of myself and what we have the link of to my page. The first is the introduction, and I will introduction about my project is a talk about what, and also our topic is a focus on coffee beans and coffee original country, and also is a how to make coffee is a better. So this is a 10 question about this project. And then I will introduce some background such as the coffee tap, four tap of coffee, and the taps of coffee beans. I provide three taps of coffee beans. Arabica and Robusta is very common at my project, and I will talk about a lot. And then I will introduce some ways of coffee making. The first is French presses, and the second is a vacuum plot and espresso machine. And many interest story at my introduction page. You can see, read a lot and learn a lot. And then I will introduce the data gathering. I have two type of data. The first is cargo, and I've collected a lot of coffee uh, criteria in the cargo, and I provide many recorded at the cargo, and also I use the API to Starbucks website, and also I collect a lot of renting data, and review count at the app, and also I collect a lot of news at many website. The first is data cleaning, and how to clean data. I mentioned very um, clearly, and also I show us some word cloud. This word cloud shows us the very important words. So we can see the roaster, the coffee, and some place. So next like is explore data. I provide some graph, and then I use the clustering, and I mentioned before at the last video, and also I create a virtualization of the different key value and 3D virtualization, and also I used R to create many virtualization and clustering virtualization, different three distance metric, and also the density of the clustering. And I conclusion that mm, mm, my database cluster are most chosen at K2 to 4, and conclusion a lot. And then is my interesting part is ARM. And first I will introduce about the record data, and then we can see the frequency plot. We can see Arabica, the type of the coffee beans can showing the most frequency, and then I showing the top 15 sport confidence and lift, and conclusion a lot. And also I provide many visualization showing my work, scatter plot, interactive graph, and the graph matrix. Any graph have a conclusion at the right side, and my most likely is network 3D. It because it's an interaction, and we can see the city, the country, and such as the normal and the place and how to make them, and it very surely show us the very clearly, and we can see many place and we can conclusion a lot. As you can see, I've seen many things, and I found the interesting part, and that is a decision tree. um, I use I used I use R to produce the record data in the decision tree and I importance table I showing us, and then I use the Python to processing text data. First is the decision tree, and then is a random forest, and I conclusion this project. Then I will introduce the ABS. First, I will mention the data description, and then I will showing how to I built the Naive-based model, and then at the confusion matrix and the conclusion that I show us the actually label and the predict label. As we can see, it's a very similarity to the actual. The prediction is very similarity to the actual, and then I used Python to process it in the text data, and I predict that, and conclusion that we can see that almost result is a similarity to the our actually and our conclusion. That is SVM, and this page is the same as the naive-based. We can see the data description, and then I showing the confusion matrix, and then I used R Python to process the text data, and then is a prediction, and we can see that prediction is a very similarity to the actually factor, and then is a top 10 positive and negative factor, and the conclusion that our data is too regular and too small in size, so the resulting in predict result that very similar to actually result. So if we want to build a better model, we need to increase our size and the dimensionality of our data. So the final conclusion, and I conclusion about 10 questions. The first is which country and region have most popular, and we see that the world now is particularly diverse in terms of the coffee original. In China, Yunnan province, and Brazil, we can remember my favorite group is the network 3D, is showing us the many places have a rich coffee producing region. And then I will show you what type of coffee bean sell best. We can see that our data set tells us that Arabica is have a better score as quality than Rosabita. And I think the reason is the caffeine content of Arabica is low, and also the price is Arabica is more than Robusta. So I mentioned that. That's all.